What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see today in the title below, we're going to talk about 5 things that make you a great flirt. Now, I'm going to go out on a limb and say this is going to be the best video on the subject, so I'm actually going to dive in depth on some of these things and talk about why they work so well instead of just giving you tips, right? So jumping right in, I would say the number one thing, well, this is the number one thing, but I think it's the most important thing in the beginning to being a good flirt is to create the right, what they call framing, right? The right aura, the right atmosphere. You can't just go, and it's called framing. You can't just go in and expect to flirt if you don't create the right atmosphere. And again, I know you can be in line with someone and you can turn around and automatically start it, but I would still say that's a good frame. And what I mean by frame is you see certain things through a certain lens, right? To make it really simple, I would say we'll take an attractive person and an ugly person. This is a type of frame. You would take more of a more positive approach. You'd be more lenient, is the word I'm looking for, to a person who's attractive than you would to someone who is not attractive. If an ugly person comes up and hits on you, you might say they're a creep, right? But if a attractive hot guy comes up to you, if Ryan Gosling comes up to you and says the exact same words, right? He can even say in a creepier way. You would think it's funny. You would think it's cute. You would think he's sexy. You would not think the same thing as you did when a creepy, ugly, nasty, fat, old man, did it to you. And again, it's framing. So you got to create the right frame of mind, and to do that, you got to keep open body language, smile. You got to be down to earth, open, positive. You got to have some energy. You got to turn around, and again, you got to talk to the guy and not give a shit what he thinks. You just got to do it. No hesitation. You just do it. You got to make it. You got to give off the frame or the vibe. A good way to put it is, I guess, just make it suddenly or instantly playful. Like, he has to know in the very beginning it's playful. And if you do that, I feel like you're going to get a lot farther with men when it comes to flirting. The second thing I would say is what they call kino escalation, right? Which is escalating the touch. If you're flirting with a guy, let's say a little longer than someone in line or in a passing by, right? Let's say you go up to someone at a bar, someone comes up to you at a bar. The best way to flirt, I think this is the number one factor in flirting, is kino escalation. And the reason I say that is men want to break barriers. They want to know how to impress a woman, and they want to know if they're actually getting somewhere with the woman. So when you start touching each other, right, playfully or sexually, whatever you want to do, I suggest you don't tap a guy right up here, or if a guy hits you up here, then you're his friend. But if he has his hands on your lower back, he finds you sexually attractive. And I think when a woman kind of like kino escalates or touches more, she's breaking barriers that the guy's trying to break. The guy's trying to break these barriers originally, okay? He's trying to break them so he knows that he's getting, or there's progress being made, that he's you're comfortable around him, that you're attracted to him, because obviously if you're not attracted to the person, you're going to kind of push away, right? You can be like, what the hell's going on here? I'm not about this life, okay? So when you start touching, like laughing, you start hitting him, you start hooking his arm, you put your hand on his hip, or not his hip, his knee, or whatever, stuff like that, or you hug him, whatever women do. You start to build attraction. You start to flirt. You start to build that bond, that rapport. And again, because you break that barrier of non-touching to touching, you build a lot of attraction there. The third thing I would say would be spacing. I think spacing is very important when it comes to flirting. If I'm back here, that's not a very attractive space. That's like professional distance, kind of, like we're gonna keep it professionalism type of thing. I'm not about that life. No, we're not doing that. If you want to flirt and you want to get that guy's attention and you want to get him to like you, and again, it's all about the building rapport and building the chemistry. That's why you flirt. You want to see if there's chemistry there. You want to see if there's something there between you two. So you want to get closer. You want to talk differently. You want to look in his eyes. You want to build some type of attraction, and you can't do that with space. Again, a good way to be good at flirting, or a great way to look at flirting, is through the guy's perspective. Help the guy out. And if you watch one of my I have another video talking about signs if a guy likes you or not. And I talk about proximity. And a guy's always trying to close the distance between a man and a woman, because a guy cannot achieve anything from a distance far away. He has to close, like a guy's not going to have sex with a woman if he's back here. A guy's not going to build any type of attraction if he's back here. A guy's not going to kiss a woman if he's back here. He has to close the distance. So a guy knows you like him or you're interested in him when you're actually closing the distance between you two. When you're up close, you're personal. You have to close the space, because that's what guys are trying to do naturally. Now, the third thing I would say, or the fourth thing I would say, is validation. A lot of guys, again, are trying to seek validation when they are flirting with you. So it'd be great if you are giving him that validation, if you are showing him that he's doing something right. Because once you do that, you kind of ease the tension, because guys are always trying to impress you. If a guy's talking to you, even if you start the conversation, the guy's going to feel like, oh, like he did. And that's just the male ego. He's going to feel like he did it, like he's doing something right, like he started it, whatever, stupid guy ego. But he's, even if you start it, he feels like, okay, I'm locked in, I got to do something. So he's going to try, he feels like he's obligated to impress you. And if you can make it easier for him to do that, the more the merrier. If you can make it like if you can show him that you're interested, if you can show him that you like him, or that he's making, again, progress, give him signs that he's for the validation he's seeking. Touch him, laugh at what he says, hook your arm with him, put your hand on his knee, things like that, and you will get much farther in the flirting process. And of course, the last thing, which is easy, everyone knows this. I should have said this beginning, but it's so simple. But I think people don't pay attention to it, and it's body language. I feel like body language is so important when it comes to flirting and building attraction. Again, if you're looking at me right now, like if we're locking eyes, obviously the eye contact is very, very, very strong. A flirting indicator. If you hurt somebody, you're fucked, right? If you hurt the guy you're flirting with, you're screwed. But if you look someone in the eyes, and you have that strong, deep connection, you hold that lock, you're going to build that strong, deep connection. If you but on the other hand, if you're facing away, or the guy's face, or your feet are this way, your body's turned this way, and things like that, you're automatically sending the sign to the guy like, okay, she's not interested, and then you start building tension. You want to eliminate tension in texting and flirting. Flirting should be natural. Flirting should just come off nonchalant. It should be playful. And if you follow these 5 things, that's what's going to happen, okay? So with that being said, I love you ladies. Take care. Check my my 254-page ebook below on how to read the mind of men, how to attract guys, how to build lasting relationships, and please subscribe if you haven't. That'd really make it life easy. That'd make my day if I get some more subscribers. Love you all. Peace.